welcome back everybody. Tommy Star here with TD Healthy 2015 bringing you another video. So today's video we're just going to keep moving things along with my top 10 series, and this one being my top 10 film franchises of all time. So this is going to be like, movie collections, series, trilogies, whatnot, things like that. So I've narrowed it down again. Took a while, not as long as my top favorite movies of all time, but definitely took a little while as well to put the franchises together. And it's going to be a little bit of everything. It's just all movies, whether horror, comedy, or whatever it may be, it's all thrown together for my top 10 franchises. So we'll go ahead and get started, get right into this. And I'm also going to, again, like I did last time, I'm going to start by showing you guys a couple titles of some more honorable mentions of movies that almost made it into the top 10, but didn't quite get there. So we'll go ahead and start off with that. Take a look at the list right now. All right, so there you go. Those are just a couple of titles that, like I said, didn't quite make it into the top 10 for my favorite film franchises, but we're very close. So we're going to go ahead and get started now with my film franchises, number 10. All right, everybody, so coming in at number 10 for all-time favorite film franchises is the Karate Kid collection. This particular set... I had to find this off Amazon. I remember I went searching for Karate Kid on Blu-ray for quite some time and could never find part 3. They had like 1 and 2 was on Blu-ray. They had a 1 and 2 collection, and could never find all 3 of them. And finally got my hands on one. I think this is something. This is definitely something that's international. We've never actually released this collection in the United States, but it is region free, so they do play on US players. The 4th one is not in here. It was in my DVD collection that I had, but I can't stand the 4th one anyway. So I mean, these are just really the main ones, but I've always loved these movies. Karate Kid has been an all-time favorite of mine. All 3 of them. I know a lot of people talk about how number 3 isn't the greatest. I actually really like number 3. I think if I had to, put them in order from least to favorite, probably would go 3, 2, 1. 1 and 2 are kind of tied, but I love these movies so much. I think Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita played such a perfect pair in their roles in these movies. If you talk about the franchise, of course, there's also the remake Karate Kid with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. I wasn't that impressed with that movie. I think Karate Kid is a tough act to follow, and I just didn't think they could pull it off. So yeah, not really happy with that. I mean, I own it on Blu-ray. It's an okay movie, but it doesn't even come close to these originals. But I've always loved Karate Kid. Like I said, fun movies. Could watch them over and over and over. I have since I've been very young. I actually just in fact watched 1 and 2 in the last couple days, and I'm getting ready to start part 3. So I've been watching these movies recently. So anyway, but yeah, absolutely love this set. Happy to find this on Blu-ray, and looks incredible. But yeah, the Karate Kid. Gotta love the Karate Kid. Okay, so coming in at number 9 is the Scream collection. Definitely up there for one of my top favorite film series. I really like the Scream films. I thought they were done very well. They are in the slasher genre of horror films, but came a little bit later than from these style of movies. Most of the slasher genre kind of sat in the 80s, and this one kind of snuck around. Kind of came a little bit later. I believe 1996 is when we saw the first Scream film. But I thought it fits in very well with the with the slasher genre. I put it right up there with Freddy, Jason, Michael, and Leatherface, all of them. Ghostface has become a very iconic character. It's hard to believe that we're already at 20 years since the first Scream movie came around, but I love all 4 of these movies. I think if I had to pick my favorite, probably would end up being, it's a toss up between 1 and 2. But then again, I remember how excited I was when 3 came around. And of course, part 4, we had the big, long, how many year gap was that? About 10 years or so since from 3 to 4. And I was really pleasantly surprised with part 4. I didn't, I wasn't quite sure if they could really pull it off. It had been so long. They've already done this type of thing 3 times. What are they going to do now? And I was impressed. I mean, I don't think it was perfect in any means, but I think they pulled it off. It was good. I liked it. But like I said, definitely you know a top favorite of mine. Just overall for film franchises. I have yet to see the TV show. I know that the first season came out on DVD. They haven't released it on Blu-ray for some reason. I don't know why. That's kind of why I've held off from buying it, because I was thinking like I want it to come out on Blu-ray. Don't know if it ever will. But if it doesn't come out anytime soon, I'll probably just end up just buying the DVD one and checking it out. I heard from Scream fans it's not that great. It's really different. I think that's why a lot of fans don't really like it, is because it's so different, I guess, from the movies. But that's not necessarily bad. So I definitely want to check it out. I will very soon be getting that and checking it out. But anyway, this particular set is really nice. We've never sold a collection of Scream films with all 4 in it in the United States. This is a Canadian/French edition, but it is region free. It does play, and a really nice collection. It came in a box set with a Scream mask. So it's kind of cool. But I've watched all these. They look great on Blu-ray, and I'm very happy to have finally found a 1 through 4 Scream Blu-ray set. So awesome. Yeah, love them. All right, so coming in at number 8, Toy Story Trilogy. Between Disney, Pixar, animation, DreamWorks, whatever, this is definitely the top favorite of mine. I absolutely love Toy Story. These movies were done so perfectly. Is the best word I can describe it with. First of its kind. Toy Story, of course, introduced the world to digital animation, and it was definitely a breakthrough in the animation world. They're just so heartwarming, such, just like I said, beautifully done films. And this is a really nice set that I was happy to find on Amazon. You get all 3 films in here. There's number 3. It's this whole collection is actually Andy's toy box. Pulls out on the bottom here. I'm not really going to take this apart. I've shown you guys this before in one of my Blu-ray collection videos, but Toy Story will always be a favorite of mine. It's so entertaining. Everything about this series of movies is just absolutely, fantastic. I've already read that they are working on number 4. If I'm correct, I think it comes out in 2018. I don't know if I'm right or wrong about that. You guys go check it out online, read about it. They have a really great story in mind for the film. I thought they ended part 3 perfectly, but they definitely had some more tricks up their sleeve, because the storyline to part 4 sounds really good. So definitely go check it out. But yeah, absolutely love Toy Story. Shrek is definitely I would say comes in second as far as animation series. I love Shrek as well, but it doesn't come compared to Toy Story. So gotta love it. Absolutely favorite film franchise of mine, coming in at a strong number 8. Okay, here we go. So coming in at number 7, my top 10 film franchises is nothing other than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the only one I took down to show you guys is Iron Man, because this is the one that started it all. So instead of pulling them all down and showing you each one, I'll just show you the first one here. But Marvel Cinematic Universe is, there's so much I can say about it. It would probably just take forever for me to sit down and just get into it. But I thought I would say MCU is definitely a one of a kind type thing. It's pretty much the first time that a studio got together and brought all these movies one by one and pieced them all together to create this giant universe. And just the way they have it all attached, and I am just blown away by them. Every one of these movies I love. Some more than others, but I try not to look at these movies individually. I try to look at it just like one long story. But I just, I think they're just so impressive. Great story writing. Yeah, it's just my opinion. I absolutely love these movies. Every time a new one is coming out, I'm so excited about it. I read about this stuff so much online, as far as like the future of MCU, what they're doing for phase 3, what their plans are. I'm always researching things like that. I'm always keeping up to date with it. I just love them. I can't wait. Next month, Civil War will be out on Blu-ray, which is the first movie of phase 3. Saw it in the theaters, absolutely loved it. We got Doctor Strange coming out in November in theaters, second film in phase 3. Last film to hit this year, and then going into next year we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, we got Spider-Man Homecoming, and Thor Ragnarok. So I'm just so excited about all these movies coming out. MCU is just, like I said, definitely my favorite movies right now. That I've been watching these days, with a close, coming in close with the new DC universe now. But yeah, Marvel Cinematic Universe. I got every one of these movies on Blu-ray, and I also have the Blu-ray collections, the box sets that I've shown you guys before. And I'm really wanting to get all the steelbooks too, because I just love these movies. What else can I say? Marvel Cinematic Universe. Go Marvel Studios. Okay. Coming in at number 6, The Dark Knight Trilogy, from the mind of the genius Christopher Nolan. There's been so many different stories and editions of Batman over the years. Of course, we got our, infamous Burton / Schumacher series. You got all the animated series. You got this new series of DC that's coming out. You got the classic TV show from the 60s. There's so many different Batman stories, and this one was just done so fucking perfectly, in my opinion. There's so much I can say about these movies. Christopher Nolan is a genius. Just what he did with these movies, the direction he took, was just so mind-blowing. The portrayal of his villains were just freaking awesome. The portrayal of Batman, everything was just so different. It was like, for the first time, we took something as fantasy as Batman, and Christopher Nolan did his best to try to give it, the most real touch he could to it, to try to make it seem like something that could actually be, possible. No like stupid, cheesy stuff like the Schumacher Batman movies. No like cheesy villains like Mr. Freeze and Penguin. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say anything bad about those. That's what makes Batman. It's fun. I love those movies. But I just like what he did with the Dark Knight trilogy. I remember when I had heard about Batman Begins coming out and they're going to reboot Batman, I wasn't too happy about that when I heard it. And I will admit, when I saw Batman Begins, I was a little confused. I wasn't really sure what to think about it, because Batman Begins is kind of different from Dark Knight Rises. But it just, once I seen The Dark Knight and then The Dark Knight Rises, then I understood. Yeah, sorry about that. My son just called me from upstairs. Dad, dinner is here. So anyway, but get back to what I was saying. Once I seen Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins, definitely made more sense, because there's a story and origin in Batman Begins that really was important, to the whole storyline, and it needed to be told. So after that, then I loved it even more. Everybody's performances in these movies are excellent. Of course, Heath Ledger, amazing at the Joker. Everybody knows that. Old news, but yeah, awesome job. But yeah, I love these films so much. I think they're definitely the best Batman films ever put together, and the best best story of movies, brought in from a fantasy type of world and put it into you know into real life. It was just, I mean, it was incredible. And yeah, I mean, what more can I say about it? Just fantastic. And I thought it ended perfectly. You know, we see, of course, what was his name? The Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. Whether you want to call him Robin, Nightwing, whatever. How he, took the mantle at the end, and what more do we need to see? We obviously know what's going to happen at that point. So I mean, no need to create more of these movies. Definitely had a perfect ending. So, anyways, I got this awesome Blu-ray set. And I also have the big collector special edition, limited edition. You guys have seen that in one of my old videos. And I would also love to get steelbooks of these too. So, but yeah, Dark Knight Trilogy, fantastic.